Welcome back, Flare community. As always, I hope everyone has had an absolutely incredible week, and today I want to talk about the golden era of delegation. So, what do I actually mean by this? Well, the golden era is right now. The people who are delegating now, and for the epochs prior, are receiving the best rewards you will likely ever receive. Now, if we look onto Flare metrics over here, we can see that the actual reward rate for this particular epoch, even though we still have a day left, is over 1% for many. It's around that 1% mark. And these returns for just a week are absolutely incredible. Now, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I just want you to have realistic expectations in the fact that these rewards will reduce over time. And today we're going to go and explain why, and we're going to take a little snippet from Thinking Crypto's interview with Hugo, who is going to explain it in a little bit more detail. Now, many of you may actually know that many people already have their Songbird tokens. Maybe this was because they held XRP on a exchange such as Bitrue, who released them very early, or maybe they held it in a self-custody wallet like a Ledger or Decent device. These people are in what I would call the golden era of delegation. They represent a small percentage of Songbird token holders who are actually delegating. Now, the delegation rewards are always 100%, and that's based on the 10% inflation. As more people delegate, as exchanges begin to release the token, this will dilute the rewards for everyone who is already delegating. So recently we've had news from Probit. In fact, just 1 hour ago, they're going to be supporting Songbird. We've got Binance, one of the biggest exchanges, announcing that they're going to have support for the Songbird. We've got Bitstamp, a tier 1 exchange. We've got Kraken, another top exchange, Bitso, Coinfield as well, just yesterday. And in fact, we have an infographic here by Stedus, who, as always, is dropping these knowledge bombs and keeping us up to date with all of the exchanges which are supporting the Songbird airdrop. Now, as I said before, the more exchanges that enable withdrawals are actually going to be allowing people to delegate, and that's going to reduce the reward rates for each individual. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Tony's video here from Thinking Crypto. I'm actually going to link this interview in the description below because it's definitely worth watching. A lot of it is stuff that we already know, but there are some nuggets which I'm going to be breaking down in future videos. But today, this is about the golden era of delegation. So let's jump in and see exactly what Hugo has to say.
I'm very interested when it comes to Songbird of the effect of, in the next couple of, months, there's going to be probably exchanges distributing the token in a sequential manner. And actually, that'll be quite interesting because there's a very high reward right now for delegating to the FTSO on Songbird. Because at the moment, less than, only 15% is a huge number for 5 weeks, but it's also a small number in the long run. Only 15% of the token holders have delegated to the FTSO, which means that 100% of the rewards are going to 15% of the token holders. So as the token comes to market, I want to see what happens, because actually the situation with Songbird right now is very closely mirroring what we want to do in the future with the Flare distribution, which is 15% on day one and then 3% thereafter. Mm-hmm. With the idea being that if there should be an absorption of liquidity over time, because if you only distribute a small amount on day one, then the return from the protocols very, very high. So I want to see how people respond to that, because right now the return from the FTSO is extremely high. As more supply comes to market, theoretically, people should be, very interested in absorbing the liquidity so as to get that return. So we'll see if that's borne out. And then that can also provide some very interesting, essentially case studies for the economics of FLR and whether, the community may wish to change the structure of the distribution. So I think that's a really important thing to note.
So there we have it from Hugo himself. It's very advantageous to get your Songbird tokens delegated as soon as possible because this is when the returns are going to be highest. Now, there is a recent wave of exchanges which are going to allow withdrawals over the next couple of weeks, especially around the time of the XFi snapshot from Flare Finance. So you can expect to have a decrease in rewards during that period. Congratulations to all those who have delegated early because, as I said, this is the golden era. Now, something that I would just like to bring to your attention is the support for the Spark token. There are so many exchanges here supporting the Spark token, and it's going to be very different from the airdrop which happened on Songbird. Songbird is obviously the Canary network and no exchanges actually agreed to distribute it. But with all of these exchanges here, you can bet that they're going to be enabling the functionality as soon as possible because, Bitrue had a very good run with the Songbird withdrawals, especially once they set it to 20 Songbird. They must have made an absolute killing, and I imagine many of these exchanges have noticed that and sort of noticed the trading volume. So I expect the Spark token to be listed and distributed much faster than the Songbird token. So that basically means everyone will almost start on a level playing field, and yes, it's going to be interesting how that pans out because obviously Hugo said about the distribution model with 15% of the Spark tokens initially being distributed and then the potential for 3% each month thereafter. And of course, this is up for a governance vote, as he also said, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that's all we have time for today, guys. I really hope this brought you some value. If you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to do so and hit that like button because it's a free way to support the channel. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.